So this is the one where we will disagree, but I am right. When it comes to creating a nation of innovators, of independent thinkers, of entrepreneurs, of people who actually have a sense of doing and value of money, I think it's very easy to blame the politicians for setting the wrong example, blame media, blame the schools, blame the churches, blame everybody but ourselves. But as parents, we are the first center of everything. I remember there's a young lady who once did a stint on my show when I was on air. She used to go by the name Alberta, and she said empowerment starts at home. It's not something you can be given through a seminar when you're in college. Empowerment starts at home. Entrepreneurship starts at home. And for me, the very idea of how work translates into value and a very well, structured ego and money starts at home. And it starts with taking your children to work. I have a lot of time, and especially because the way my job works, I get to see people in not work environments. I have a lot of time for event planners who I've seen literally get their kids to do tie-backs and lay out things when an event is happening. They're putting up and their kids are there, especially if they're on holiday or they've finished college. I have a lot of time for people who insist that, yeah, today you're coming to sit in the office, you can staple a few things and file. Get a sense of what it is I do, and even if you think it's brain dead work, this is how I afford your holidays to the coast. I have a lot of time for parents like that. I have a lot of time for parents who are very clear that I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. So for example, my daughter knows when I have a board meeting. She doesn't understand what it is, but she knows that there are mornings, because I always do the drop. I don't do the pickup, but I do the drop. But she knows there are mornings, 3 mornings in a month where I do not take her in the morning, and those are the mornings I have the board meeting. So she'll say, so you have a board meeting tomorrow. She knows the term. She knows the term, okay? And at a certain point in her life, she's gonna sit quietly through a board meeting, even if it's just a board committee meeting, because I need her to understand what I do. I need us as parents to begin to understand the whole idea of showing them how this works, so they can also question whether it can be done differently, is important. Everything cannot be left to the school and to the president and to Mike Sonko and God knows who else you want to raise your children into these amazing entrepreneurs they're going to be. Can you mentor my daughter Caroline? Yes. What have you done? I have to tell you the story in the next video, and it revolves around a person who reminded me why he didn't think her such an amazing person. And he said, I bet you your mother was in leadership while you were growing up, which is true. The only thing I want to say here in this video is you need to start taking our children into that work environment that we talk about. I need to shout out also to the Moriahs, because I bought my home from Pete and Sue Moriah from Soraya. And even when I was looking at the development that was already done because I needed a home, their kids were always running around. They were on site. So their children understand what it is these people do for a living, and the fact that they have to deal with people like me. Shout out to and I always say this, I love my Muindi buddies, I really do. And you know why? Because your kids are still handing me change before they're as tall as the counter. Because if there's a weekend or a holiday, they're in that shop. They're looking, by the way, they have nunad because they want to be out with their buddies doing God knows what. But literally you can tell from our Muindi and Asian counterparts, their children are in their businesses early. And then there's us. Somehow, if we don't have a corner office, we don't want our children in there. And one of the things I've told the gender ministry this, I want to institute our first, and gazette it, our first take our children to work days. And I know exactly when I want it. I want them done in November and December, because finally the public school system is closed for long enough for us to be able to do it. One day a year, take our daughters to work. One day a year, take our sons to work, no matter what that work is. Let's start there. And then let's go and tell the media and the school system and Matiangi how they have failed. What are we doing as parents? What are we doing? That's our job. Entrepreneurship will start at home. It won't start when Washeka teaches it. It will start at home. Subscribe.